So hi Dom, and thanks for
Yeah.
joining us for a brief update. We know that you were out in Calais for 6 months, working in the warehouse out there, helping the refugees in that area, and obviously had to come back for the COVID-19 pandemic. But you're off to Chios now. Tell us a bit about what that's all about and what you're expecting to be doing there.
Yeah, sure. So soon I'll be flying out to Chios, which is one of the Greek islands just off the coast of Turkey. These sort of islands have been at the forefront of the refugee crisis over the past few years. And the organisation I've been working for, Chios Eastern Shore Response Team, was originally set up a few years back in response to the sheer number of landings happening in like a day. Um, Things have changed quite a fair bit over the past few months now, and the number of landings in a day has kind of fallen down. But I'll still be helping out, I think, providing clothes, bottles of water to the camp as well. The camp there is about 5,000 people. It was originally designed for 650, so the conditions in that camp are quite overcrowded. So yeah.
Mm. And what's your specific assignment going to be?
Sure. So I'll be warehouse manager for this organisation. So I'll be responsible for processing any donations that come in and storing them until they eventually get used, whether for distribution or in response to a landing.
Mhm. What are you most looking forward to about going?
Sure. Um, well, after having spent about 6 months in Calais, that's kind of like one side of the European refugee crisis. And these islands are kind of the complete other side. So I think it'd be quite interesting to see the different problems and challenges that all these organisations face and how these organisations have adapted and evolved to best suit these sort of situations.
And I'm sure you must have some concerns as well. What are the things that you're anxious about?
Yeah, I'm probably most concerned about the reaction from the local Greek population. Um, a few months ago, tensions were running quite high. They seem to have died down now, so it should be okay. But that, if anything, is the thing I'm most concerned about.
Yeah, yeah, understandable. And just a more general question, really. What is it about the refugee crisis that's really got to you in a way that you've been so determined to do these, two quite significant pieces of volunteer
Yeah.
work?
Um, well, originally it was kind of the type of work that I'd be doing, the sort of not the exact opposite of an office job, like you're always on your feet, no 2 days are the same, um, sort of like traveling around the world, if you will. Seeing the sort of problems with my own eyes. I don't know how I couldn't help out more, if that makes sense. I feel extremely responsible for the situations that these people find themselves in. If you look at history, then you can quite easily see that our countries have kind of been kind of at the root cause of these problems. And now I feel completely responsible to help them out. And the fact that our countries and governments aren't makes me feel angry. So
Mm. That's really cool and quite humbling, actually. So
sure,
thanks very much for sharing with us today, and
no
we
worries.
wish you all the best